Hey! Nice ride yesterday, guys. Okay, I've got water, food. What else do I need? Good brekkie. Well, I had porridge with peanut butter and honey. Got plenty of food. Got plenty of food. I'm assuming. Jeez, guys. I've actually got a double day today, so I do this race. Finish this race about 1:30 my time, and then straight into some food, and then 1:30. I've got an hour and a half until we do our team time trial practice, so Kurt is here. Brilliant. Should keep people interested then. I've been to the toilet, Zach, yeah. Although, I don't know how much liquid I'm gonna need. Thing is, I am probably gonna need the toilet halfway through. And that's gonna be bad. Oh, money, Kev. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lee. I was roped into this. I don't mind. And this is likely to play out like a real world race. Yeah, catheter. I gotta be honest, there wasn't this many riders signed up for it. So I think they've seen me sign up for it and then they've jumped in. Thanks, everyone. Even Andrew Horden's here. There's definitely a bit of sniping going on. Because when me and Phil Rich looked at this race, or rather when Phil actually told me to enter it, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll enter it. Like, I'll ride it. And there was only like 20 A riders. So I was like, huh. Like, the group's probably going to split apart quite quickly. And look at this. Loads of people turned up then. As soon as I said I was riding. Yeah, it went up then top, didn't it, Keith? I'm going to show you textbook how to save energy over a long race. You're going to love it. By the way, if you scroll up to the top of this chat, you can see Phil Rich's live stream. It should be there anyway. Yeah, Simon, it's 11 laps. So 11 times up Box Hill. Everyone can see you.
Hi. On the map,
You know what?
on the map, how long did they say the video?
They're all in there.
Thank you.
I think it's about 2,200 meters of vertical. Yeah, Robin, we got team time trial at 3 o'clock. So it'll be a 5-hour training day today, which will be pretty nice. Very rare, but pretty nice. I don't think I'll be live streaming that though, because there'll be secret stuff going down. I think Kurt has decided to race me, Kev. It'll be actually pretty similar to a real life road race, this. Because of the fueling strategy and how the race will pan out. Because there'll likely be a group to force the issue the first time up. Or the first couple of times, because there's actually bonus points at the top of the climb. And then I think the rest of the race, the majority of this race is going to be pretty easy, like a normal road race would be in this kind of situation, because The climbs will be where people will be, you know, going hard, trying to get points, and then also trying to form a breakaway. But I don't know whether or not it's more about natural selection for a breakaway here than anything else. I've got 2 big bottles of 750ml with a Science Ball Hydro tab in both of them. I've also got my other bottle there, which has got like a litre of water in. I'm conscious of drinking too much though, because I'll just want to go to the toilet. And I can't do that, so I'd rather be, I mean, I'm hydrated coming into it, so I don't want to be guzzling water, because I'm not actually going to be sweating a lot, like judging by the intensity of most of this race. It'll be fairly low intensity, so I'll be sweating, I won't be sweating loads. I'm on the new canyon. The one thing I'm more worried about is actually pedaling for 4 hours straight. I'm actually worried about that more than anything. So I'm going to have to actually think about freewheeling. Oh, there'll be a lot of zone 1, zone 2 in this race. A lot. Also as well, I want to spend as much time in a bunch as possible. So, you know, if that means the second group on the road being 10 riders and the front group being 3, I'd rather be in the group of 10 for my training purposes, not for the race purposes. Sorry, Patrick. I don't try to make power look easy. Hey Glenn. They might do. Gel stops here from World Elite Zwifters. There's Kirch sitting on Phil Rich's wheel. Okay, this is not what I expected. Which sort of power are you talking about, Patrick? Are you talking about this sort of power? Or are you talking like high-end power? Morning, gorgeous Bryn. Both, Tony. Both. Ultra long breakaway. You're going on to laugh. I've lost all my endurance now. My FTP has plummeted. It actually has. I don't train specifically for at the saddle. I am at the minute because I'm training for 2-minute power. But no, not normally. I'm just saving my backside for the 4 hours. That's right, Bryn, it is. It's time to leave FTP alone. I reckon my FTP is probably 360, 370, so a drop of about 10 to 20 watts. Yeah, that's right. That's right, also. I won't give a stuff about my FTP at the minute. That won't win me too many hill climbs. Well, hey guys, if your FTP is at 200 and you drop 20 watts, you'd still be like disappointed, no? So just because I lose 20 watts and mine's still 360, it's no different. No different at all. Just less training in general, George. So, a bit of everything. Cheers, Chad. I'm on lockdown. Yes, I'm locked down. Can't leave the county, Glen, for anything. So yeah, but also I was asked to do this, so How does what compare with World Tour Pro Climber? FTP? My FTP is roughly the same, if not better than a lot of World Tour Pros. If you wanted the truth. No, the pubs aren't closed, Bryn. My most comfortable RPM. I like to settle at around 85 RPM. "11 times up Box Hill." Will, I'm not World Tour because it doesn't matter what your FTP is. FTP is not the gauge. There's more to being a pro than having all the power numbers. You gotta like be scouted early, you gotta like have the right agent, you gotta like know people, you gotta win bike races, you gotta have high power. There's like way more to it than that. Like, if you were to put me in a race, like a mountain stage with the rest of the World Tour guys, I'd be able to do something for sure. Like numbers wise, I'd be able to do something. But you got to get there, anyway. You got to get there first. Like I've raced enough at that level. Like I know positioning, I know riding with a team. I've been protected rider for big mountain climbs, but I've just never like had enough opportunities. And been working for like riders who are paid more. And I've been like, domestic for most of the time. And it is about winning the right races. It's about the right time as well, because say if great example, like hang on, let me get over this. A great example is like, so the Tour of Japan. So I raced the Tour of Japan 2 years ago, and I came like 10th or 11th overall. No, I didn't. I came 16th overall because I had a mechanical on the penultimate day, and I was actually in I was in the group of favourites, the lead group. I actually vlogged all this. We're so far back, I only had like, 2,000 subscribers. So I put in like a really good result at that race, but I was like 24, 25. And like now, when you look back at like Hugh Carty, that was where he was like pretty much spotted by the Spanish Pro Conti team, Caterpillar, and when he like put in a good finish at the Tour of Japan. But he did that when he was like 21, 22, and I did it when I was 24, 25. So the age does play a part in that, teams are looking for younger and younger riders now. I've been asked that question a million times, like if ever thought about moving abroad. But like my growth, like my trajectory. So my trajectory, I started racing like at an elite level when I was 18. And then it took me until I was about 24, 25, 24, 23, 24 to actually like lose weight and get to like a weight where my watts per kilo was like significantly better than what it was prior. And I thought that prior to that my watts per kilo was fine, but I wondered why I was getting dropped in races. and why I was like really struggling on climbs. And it was because of like, I was like flipping 65 kilos and now I'm 60. But I was a little bit late to the sport in the regard that I didn't really know a lot about it. And so those first couple of years, I assumed that the team I was on, which was Rapid Conlo JLT, was like about as good as it gets. And like, you know, the races we were going to, I was like, my word, like I'm never gonna win these races, or even like do well at these races. But then it wasn't until, like I said, like this thing changed, and it's about like your personal development, and we don't talk about it enough because we see so many young guys come through really strong, and it's only because they're developing quicker and sooner. So I didn't develop until I was like 23, 24. So by then, I'm like struggling for races, and like I'll race the races I'm given, and like the Tour de Beauce in Canada, Tour Japan, Volta Portugal, but I just didn't have any luck at them. Like I did good performances, but it didn't actually show. Like I was literally given this one shot, and I didn't like, things didn't go my way to take the opportunity. So there's a lot more to it, like, and I think looking back, like I've got no like regrets or anything, because I only did what I could do at the time with the knowledge I had. And now looking back on it, I realise that like I wasn't in, like I'm stronger now than I was then. Why is that? Because I'm older and my training's changing, and I'm focusing more on certain things. I'm not focusing on helping people anymore, I'm focusing on my own thing, and so I'm getting better because of it. But the whole step up to World Tour thing, I wonder if it's a possibility through doing what we're doing. That's what's interesting, like, because I'm not getting weak, I'm getting stronger, and we're getting ourselves out there. And so by getting ourselves out there, I wonder if it's like I'm taking a step back to take 2 steps forward for people to see this is legitimate, like what I'm doing. It's something that like Lachlan Morton's doing, but he's on a pro team. You know, it's a different side of it. Oh, cheers, Glenn, I appreciate that. The thing is, if I did a Q&A, it would take like 5 hours. Hence why like these races are really good for that. So use this time wisely. Back then, Ian, I was just racing because I was just doing what the team told me to do. Oh, I agree with you, Cohen. I agree with you. Don't worry. I have perspective, like. You are kind of waiting for the phone to ring to a certain extent. A lot of pros on the scene, they don't know what races they're doing from one week to the next. And it's not, for the most part, it's not ideal at all. Like, you guys actually have better management of your, cycling calendar than the pros do. Because, like, for example, I want to do, the Tap the Tour next year. I don't, I'm just saying, like, so you could actually, plan your months and train for it. Whereas like these riders, if they're at a low level, they don't have that flexibility. 100% Ross. 100%. I agree with you, Gus. It is a bad time. When it plateaus, George. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. We'll soon find out, surely, in the next couple of years. I will, anyway. "70 riders, Glenn." F in the chat. Hey, Jason, I remember that. Hey guys, I won a local duathlon years ago, wasn't it? Years ago. It was only because I was fast on the bike, I think. My running was appalling. Well, it wasn't appalling. I think I ran like I don't know. It was good memories. What's my BMI? About 19. Do you know the video I made the other day with Alex Dowsett? Well, not with Alex Dowsett, but mention Alex Dowsett. He watched the video and he sent me a message on Instagram. And he's been sent an email from BC, British Cycling, and asking, yeah, 3-time man of the RAS. 3-time man of the RAS. So they asked him if he wanted to do the Zwift Worlds and to register his interest. And so because of what we did recently, he sent it on to me and said, like, would you like to like get in touch with them, because for some reason you should be doing this, not me. That's what those said. Fair play to him. Honest bloke. Would I still have the necessary handling skills after so much Zwifting? I don't Zwift a lot. I ride outdoors all the time. And I raced an elite level for 8 years, so yeah. I think I've got the necessary bike handling and tactical knowledge. Yes, average Strava times, yeah. I get to that question now, guys. David, like, so I was on Rafa for like 7 years. The first 3 years I was coached by Welsh Cycling, which went really well, but there wasn't much in terms of like support. And the next 3 years was like Tim Kenner, who some of you probably know. His brother is Pete, who rode for Sky. Tim was actually sound, like a really good guy. I did really well under his training, really well. And a lot of it I still do today. And then I was coached by Christian House. And then when I left them, I coached myself. And things have just got even better. Because I was able to like be my own person when I was actually planning my own training. And a lot of it I pass on now. Well, Dowsett said he didn't want to do it. Will, I'm actually never asked that. Because how would I know? I don't think a lot of them are, because their watts per kilo and like quite a few other things are quite low for the vast majority. Yeah, Docet said, I'm passing it on to you because, like hell do I want to do it. I was like, good point. Like, why would the pros want to do it in like December? It's mental. Surely we can get like a petition going. Would you sign it? Would you sign the petition? You must sign it. Get Ed mode to the worlds. I know, we've beaten Freddie over it before. Cheers, Greg. I think they're great, Alan. I think they're a great starting point. Charlie's doing them now, actually. Charlie's doing them like twice a week. How many viewers we got? Are we close to 500? We had nearly 400 on Tuesday night, guys. 400. $180. Wow, that's actually quite a lot for a Saturday morning. Boris. keeps going for the sprint. Well, funny enough, I messaged Matt Gardiner, who races for the Cyrus Pro Closet, and he said, like, good luck getting in the GB one. Yeah, but I don't understand, like, if you take the pros out of it, like the real world pros, then the doping control that they have, you know, you don't have to implement into the Zwifters World Championships. %, George. I mean, I gotta say, like, there's been like zero communication from British Cycling about like selection criteria, apart from what Docet sent me. I'm like, it just completely defeats the point. I mean, I think it'd be really cool to see like a mixture of GB riders. So like, if you were running for a pro road team and then you were a really good Zwifter, I think the two could mix quite well. What I don't get is, like, what I don't get is putting in things like measures like that, which to me, what it looks like, even with like Zwift's actual, you know, when you go to Zwift on YouTube and you watch their live streams of like the Premier League races or the big races, when you watch them, they commentate as if they're watching an outdoor race. And I don't like that. What I like about Nathan and David is that they commentate on it with all like the information, and like they know the riders, like they get the game, like it's a game, and they commentate to that. But like, where I think Zwift and not Zwift Community Live, where Zwift are messing up is they're treating it like it's an outdoor sport. So they're giving it like doping controls, but you need a different dope control with indoor riding. Well, I suppose you can use the same one, but what I'm trying to say is, don't try and make them the same, because they're not. It's not even about that, Greg. The reason why they're doing it because of the money. They'll get like 5,000 people watching a stream because Vanderpool is riding, instead of having, you know, Edmode riding and only getting 1,000. It's about this. And they don't, you know, so we've got to bring that money in. Where'd it go?
Did my fastest mile. And I was like,
It's because you're not carrying your phone.
probably. But I was like, just closing. Conversational pace.
I'll look at Strava now.
Yeah.
They are two different sports, yeah, and I think we just need to treat them that way. That's right, Wahoo, rice cooker. Just keep building, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Just keep doing what we're doing. I'm pretty sure some of the guys and gals on the USA team, I don't know if they are actually like on the pro ladder at all. I don't know. Yeah, 100% Patrick. 100%. Cheers, Matt. What's your average speed in a minute? Just over 40 km an hour. That's pretty quick, isn't it? Go away, Glenn. I moved the mic further away. No worries, Greg. I don't expect you to stay the whole time. 3-year-old teeth. I love it. Ooh, good question, Patrick. 10 hours a week, I'd say about 80% of that. Actually, no, sorry. Zone 1 or 2? I'd say about 50% of it. If you're including Zone 1 in that. 50% Zone 1, Zone 2. Think about spending some time in a sweet spot, like a few hours. I mean, that's a pretty generic, that's a pretty basic question, but yeah, I mean, it does depend, but 42k an hour. So what's our finishing time then? If that keeps up. Cheers, lad. Thanks, Harrison. Three and a half? You serious? 174, 8, no. 174k? Is that right? Blimey. Or 3.5 hours from now. Yeah, so that's 4 hours and 9 minutes ish. I thought you meant overall time then. 3.5 hours. Okay, coming up to the end of hour 1. We've drank about half of our 800ml bottle. Actually, I think it's more than 800ml. Anyway, it's roughly. Have you seen what the Strava segment is? The Strava segment, Scotty Boyce has got the fastest time. Scotty Boyce are probably like, what was it, 4 hours 7? So it'd be interesting to see how quick we get to that with the field that we've got here. I might actually change my attire halfway through. Will we do a Chris Froome? I don't know. We'll see how we feel at hour 3. Cheers, Dom. We're on a 50 gram carbohydrate per hour schedule, so cheers, David. Thanks for dropping by. Cheers. Do you guys like these long races? Do you like watching me do them or not? The PDF plans, George, the hours are totally open, because the intervals are what kind of derives the actual performance, shall we say. Most people would end up following the kind of hours that they feel fit with their week for those plans. I do feel like the long races do give you something to watch while you're riding or like doing whatever you're doing. Cheers, Nick. See if anyone drops this time. I agree, Lee. I agree. Well, Patrick, the reason why they're very high intensity is because you'd have to do high intensity in such a short hour week in order to get the most out of it. If you just did zone 1, zone 2, there's not enough intensity. Oh, thank you, Nick. You probably wouldn't need that many, George, if you were increasing your intensity. You drop the intensity just to include, sorry, you drop the duration and replace it with new intensity. In a 10-hour week, Patrick, I'd say 1 VO2 session and 2 sweet spot sessions, and then the rest is on 1, zone 2. Oh, it's kicking off a bit. Come on, Phil, let's move up a bit. Oh, Keith's here as well. $200. Yeah, that sounds good, Patrick. Yeah. think the most I've ever done is about 22,000 k. I'm not sure what my PB is. I don't find riding close to the front saves me more what. Well, I mean, it depends what speed the race is going, but no, I don't really find that, to be honest. I find it's the same mostly everywhere. So you can pretty much get away with freewheeling all the way down now because people are starting to save themselves. Keith, that demonstrates how much recovery we're having down here now because Keith is typing in the chat. Oh, I'm off the front. Felix, no worries, John, no worries. Yeah, it's got to be like 520, is it? 530 maybe? I don't know. Good FTP for your age. My word, I don't know many 14-year-olds with a power meter, to be honest. Oh, look at that, it's split as we've gone over the top, look. Oh. Oh. Excuse me. 130k to go. Oh, I definitely sweat. 1 hour in. Half a bottle done. Cheers, guys. No, I was in a race, Mick. That's the conditioning, John. That's the conditioning. I've had like 10 years of it. Quick time that does. 4 seconds off cam. Someone's attacked. It's Kirch. Kirch is gone. Kirch is gone. What's he playing at? What's he playing at? Go on, Kirch. Go away. Go away. Phil Rich is on the front now for Team Vegan. Yeah, Kirch is in this, yeah. Wouldn't be a race without Kirch, would it? Yeah, Demay's name I recognise as well. Yeah, I do have a sprint, yeah. Got to keep myself fueled, George. Not just for today. but for every day to come. Morning, Commander. Morning, Scott, coach. Kurt's is forcing the issue, isn't he? Keith is going after him though. I think Kurt is like trying to tempt me out the bunch. You got it, Scott, you got it. You should be gone and back before I finish. Come on, Stuart. Welcome to the pain cave. A drone. Was it a drone? Yeah, Q's in the house. Awesome ride the other day, Q. I think I went all day watching Zwift streams. Is it bike related, Scott? Nice run, bro. I don't know if it is double draft. Must be a TT bike then, if it's not a TT mount. There's only like 22 of us, isn't there? Yes, well, I'm doing the whole thing. Come on, Scott, what is it? Is it some super greens? Ah, it's a headwind, isn't it? Either that or it's a Wahoo Kickr. Kickr bike. Don't tell me it's a Kickr bike. It better not be a Kickr bike. How many times have we done Box Hill now? Have we done it 4 or 5 times? 4. You bad man, Glenn. You bad man. We haven't done 3, have we? Hey, Stephen. I feel about a 5. and the zero. Personally, like, the zero is gonna, wow, it's a tough one, isn't it? Why isn't he aero tucking? The zero, like, after this rest day now on Monday, if they come up with more, they should stop it. I don't think it's... You'll just end up racing the event with hardly any competition in it. Through no fault of the riders at all. If they're taking all precautions. Thing is, they're taking precautions, but the hotels aren't taking precautions from what I've heard. So, I guess you can be controlling the bubble that the riders and teams are in. But if the hotels aren't taking precautions, then like... Almeida'd win it, I reckon. If it carries on going. Did they take precautions in the Tour de France today? Morning, Sander. Morning, Ian. Froomey's chances. Yeah. The thing is, like, you can never write him off, really, because of the way he won the Giro. I think Demar will win it. I reckon their immune systems will be shot during a Grand Tour. Their immune systems will be crap. To be honest, Quentin, I can't see... I mean, the Vuelta can go ahead, but... I don't know how they justify putting these events on there. You're quite literally touring the country. the British Hill Climb Championship organisers on Facebook put out yesterday some final words of advice for those travelling from like tier lockdown areas in England. And the advice basically is the regulations put in place by the event and the organisers are still the same, but it's up to the individual to, you know, judge for themselves. Basically, if they're coming from a tier 3 place or tier 2 or tier 1 area in England, if they deem it like, it depends how they read it, if they want to go to the event or not, I think. But somebody raised a good point on Facebook yesterday. They said, well, the current British Hill Climb champion is staying away, and because he is in a lockdown area and the CTT rules state that anyone from a lockdown area shouldn't come. So if the current national champion doesn't turn up, and lots of people turn up who are going to come like 150th, actually there's 500 riders, so if you're going to come 400th, is it like it all depends on how some people view it. Well, I don't go anywhere, John, so I mean, I probably am more susceptible to COVID, but I don't train as much as the pros. So, you know, whether or not I'm putting my immune system under that much stress is questionable. Yeah, they will go ahead, Alison. The Hill Climb champs will go ahead. I think they've invested too much money into it now to wave goodbye to it. Because 500 riders enter, including myself, and it's £35 to enter, so that's a lot of money. A lot of money. The thing is, you've got to think about, like in cheers, Laura. Can you hoover the point? It's not quite as simple as that, Phil. Have you seen who's in this front group? Shame you're cute. I mean, to be fair, Charlie works in healthcare, so there's only so much I can do and she can do. Is that what the maths comes up to, Ella? 18 grand. Yeah. So that's it, innit? I mean, you know, because you have to kind of apply. It's a bit like the Olympic Games. You have to apply to host the nationals. So they might not get their chance again for like 15 years. So it's a good chance for the club, you know. You know, it's a good chance for the club to grow and like. Oh, no way, Keith. My legs are a bit sore already. Yeah, I've raced with Ass Beach a few years ago now though. Cheers, John. I gotta be honest, I don't think I've ridden like longer than 2 hours in about, like, at this intensity, which isn't intense, but still, you know, actually pressing the whole time. I haven't ridden like this, well, 2 hours or longer for almost three weeks. So I think my legs are going to be pretty sore. At the halfway mark. Morning, Liz. I'm using the Canyon, the new Canyon, with the disc, and I think it's the 808. Oh, very true, George, very true. It's not nice to tell Nick. I've been there, done that, noob. To be fair, I'm going to try and rein myself in, so I'm not going to go ballistically deep. Yes, Ian, I have. Because I'm quite good at multi-day events. Yeah, when we're going to do whole route. Yes, Alan, we were going to do it this year. We were going to do it next week, ironically. But yeah, we can't now. Well, we couldn't anyway. I don't know if Love It's racing. She's zooming. Oh, tomorrow, yeah. That's right. Outside? Thanks for the ride on also. Phil has a very flexible plan. That's all I can say. 11:15. That's funny, Ruben. Anything on?
Yes, can I just have the next?
Yeah. Can you prop the fan up with something else? Like more. Prop it up more.
That one.
Yeah. A couple of big books. Something. I used to, Ian. Yeah. Bigfoot Hills, Ruben. You bring it forward a bit. Oh. I'm just, it's a bit wonky. You just pull it that way. Stop. A bit sore, Zach. My legs are a bit sore. It's just constantly pedaling, isn't it? I mean, well, you do get a little bit of rest, but it's quite hard. Really depends, Zach. It depends on how much time you've got. Thing is, with you, say if you're doing a 1 hour aerobic base ride, you might get more out of it indoors because you can constantly pedal for the whole hour and you can ride at like, you know, a higher aerobic intensity. Outdoors, I mean, you know, you can go for a lot longer and ride zone 1, zone 2 without having to stress about the power at all. Well, unless you can find a ride like this, Zach, that hits that endurance checkbox indoors, I rarely recommend you ride for 3 hours indoors, like on your own without. I mean, you can do it, but just make sure that like you have a break every hour, or like, you know, you have some descents where you can freewheel, because it'll be a big ask to go from like, you know, no riding or very little riding indoors in terms of volume to just going poof into 3 hours of riding indoors, like what I'm doing today. I wouldn't recommend doing what this, like 3 hours outdoors is much more fun, but plus you don't have to watch your power numbers. Because an endurance ride can be zone 1, zone 2 and zone 3. You can touch on all of those, but predominantly, you know, zone 1, zone 2. It doesn't have to be all zone 2. What do you mean, Q? You can use the chair, don't you?
No.
Oh, sit on the floor then. Halfway through an ADP. Your power zones determine which one's zone 1 and zone 2. But like if I was out, when I go out riding and I do an aerobic conditioning endurance ride, I don't look at my power meter. I don't ride to a percentage of FTP. I just ride easy, basically. And if I end up with 90% of my ride being in zone 1, that's fine. You know, I don't push to try and get zone 2 the whole way. Ah, okay, good. Got you. I'm not going with that. Sorry guys, choosing not to go with that. Otherwise my training's going to be far too hard for what I have planned. How far back is Phil Richards' group? How'd it go, Ollie? Yeah. Yeah. That's good, isn't it, Q? You can't push yourself every day. It derives from the important goal at the end. Are they a minute back? Cheers, David. Yeah. Are we, because we're obviously going to try some race pace, obviously Neil's, I'm guessing. So I'll need a few matches for that. I don't want to ruin our team time trial training by being dead on my feet because of this. You'd be surprised, guys, how, like, you know, if you have a goal set in the future, it's important to not always, like, push yourself to try and make that extra step too quick. Ah, nice one, Oliver. Congrats. Did you contact the other guys, Niels, or is it just us three then? Who's doing it? Q, Gus, and me. And you. And we're going to be on Discord, I'm guessing. Yeah, stick to the plan. So basically I've got a team time trial training session this afternoon at 3 PM, so I was gonna say to myself, like, don't go chasing everything in this race. Chase the things that are worth it, but going too deep in this race, you know, not only with the volume, so that the duration of this ride, but also the intensity, would set me back probably a few days in training. So by settling back now at the halfway mark, it doesn't have to be a race pace, does it? But are we not going to test a couple of things, or are we literally just going to ride? Yeah, so I don't want to be suffering. I don't want to be suffering at like 5 watts per kilo on your wheel later. That'll do nothing for me. Quentin, is that training and racing with a power meter? Is that the book? Oh no, it's the Joe Friel one. Sorry. Ah, the old training Bible. Can't beat it. Define better. The Training Race with a Power Meter is quite a good book. There's a lot of detail in there though, a lot of detail. What would you say, Albert? Would you agree? Yeah, I reckon so too. My legs are tired. Yeah, it's good workouts at the end. Don't we, dear? Go on then. Charlie helps me read research papers. $20. £20. Fourth, Kev. Fourth of the line. God, look how quick we've lost a minute to the coach group. You're referring to my experimental information on this YouTube channel, Niels? Hi, Danny. Wow, there's only 4 riders in the front of the bike race. There's Kurch, Horden, Bynea, and then the Spaniard at 1 minute 20. That's hardly any draft for them. Well, there's hardly any draft for us, but onto a second bottle a little bit late, but we're getting there. It's interesting, isn't it, Ian, just how the difference is actually like how many people are like right on the limit in terms of FTP and things, like how close they work into it. And it turns out the ones I'm with right now were 100% like really close to it, and therefore, you know, they can't maintain our pace anymore. So, you know, we're down to 3 watts per kilo basically, and the front group is still doing like 4.5. Charlie's down here actually. He's drawing on the floor. Well, not actually on the floor, but yes, Chris, that's what I do, yeah. Oh, my legs are done. See if Phil's group can sweep me up. Time to be starting 9:30 live. So those 4 air riders at the front are on schedule for a 4:10 apparently. 4 hours 10 minutes. So we're looking at 4 minutes, no, 3.5 minutes to Keith and Phil Rich's group. Oh no, Phil Rich's group is got split even more. Looks like it's in bits behind. Kirch's average 4.5 watts per kilo for 2.5 hours. We've done a really good aerobic workout actually for 2.5 hours. We've done 3.7 watts per kilo, 220 watts, but normalised 250 with 109 beats a minute. So, not 109. I was going to say, it's a solid ride already. Well, it does it. It is a priority, but it fits in differently to my plans. So me like going with the groups and like, you know, trying to keep the gap small and keeping going with everybody. You know, that's not it doesn't translate to what I'm actually trying to achieve. So I jumped in more importantly to like get some time on the bike and to join in with Keith and Phil, who are a little bit further back. So there's Keith, 1 minute 42, 1 minute 41, 1 minute 40. Nothing's up, Gus. What's up your end? Chat's gone very quiet. Nobody likes it when I don't race. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it when I don't go full gas. But I gotta do my own thing and not listen to what people want. If you want to see some awesome racing, you come down and watch on Tuesday evening. Because if I let my ego run away with itself, I end up digging myself in a hole, and then I have to take time off, and you don't want that. There's Keith's group, a little red blob to our left. Why would we be off last, Kev? I dropped that in there because I knew you were watching, Phil. No, Zach, just doing my own thing. You don't have to race a race, do you? That blows a lot of people's brains. That you don't actually have to race a race. Oh, nice one, Phil. You're all set for tomorrow then, I'm guessing. We're still going ahead, I imagine. We didn't win, Kev. Like, we didn't win. We came like 6th in accumulated points. So, yeah. We weren't even in the top 3, but that's only because of point scoring. So, yeah, it's like, basically you need like, what is it? There were some guys who had like riders who were finishing like 2nd and 5th. So they were accumulating more points than just me winning or getting points for myself. Oh, 100% guys. Wish I was there, Phil. Hi, Paul. Morning, Graham. I will need 1 minute power next year. Not if the Nationals are where they are rumoured to be. Or 10 minute power. What do you mean, Zach? What do you mean longer? Why did they surge over that? I think we have to, Zach. I don't think you can change between them. I think you just get given the league you're in, and you just do that one. Did you race last week, Zach? Because people have asked, well, Mick, you say that, but we're not even top of the leaderboard, are we? We're 6th, we're not even top of the leaderboard, so it doesn't matter if we win the individual rounds, if we're not scoring points as a team. Cheers, Zach. It's not an individual based race, really. It's a team based race. There was a couple of people in the Zwift community live stream when they were covering our race last week, and they were talking about. Well, there's a couple of people in the chat who are like, you know, basically insinuating that I should have been racing the Premier League because I turned down 4 different teams who asked me to come and race for them at the Premier League. It was either 3 or 4. I think it was 3, actually. 3 teams. Well, I can tell you that Bolt Racing Team are 1. World Elite Zwifters are another. So I'll tell you those 2. Basically. I won't tell you the other 2. Cyrus the Pros Closet? No, I'm joking. They definitely wouldn't contact me. Well, I'll tell you why, guys. I'll tell you the reason. Okay, so I'll tell you why I stayed. I stayed because if I left just to get a better race, when I know and I have faith that we can develop and grow as a team to then compete at that level, that to me is more exciting than just moving to that level and then just going like, oh yeah, I'm at the top now, I can race with this, and it's like, you know, we can dominate, we can win races, like, because it's not about the winning. The winning is fun, but what made the winning fun last Tuesday was the fact that, you know, we didn't have like our best legs on the night. Like, granted I did, but like as a team, and it makes it more exciting that we came 6th in the team rankings rather than 1st. To me, anyway. Niels, you were not calm in that last 500 meters, mate. You were far from calm. The only reason why I think I actually won and like didn't like completely park up in last 150 meters was because you were screaming down the microphone. You have no idea what that does either, because obviously I've raced with race radios. I've been in races with real race radios, and like the difference it makes is incredible. Josh, you should have done this. Oh yeah, not the 500 meters, yeah. Well, to be fair, your shouting then was just like getting Tim to go all Tim mode. The thing is, I wanted to win, Mick. Like, you see me do races like this, and like, obviously you see me do races where I train, and I'm using the races to train. But it's different. It's a different kettle of fish when you actually use a race as the race. Like, that is the race that I'm going to win and perform at, and it makes a difference. You saw that with my heart rate. Like, my heart rate was so high because I was putting in a lot more effort, and I was actually like trying to perform. And I feel obligated to perform, especially when almost 400 of you are watching. Like, you deserve a performance. You don't come to watch me race those races and like just race it like this. You know, these races don't matter so much, but those races where like 400 of you turn up and you're all like, right, come on, let's go, like, you tune in to do it. And so I don't want to take credit for that, but if it was like a guest thing where you could like move between teams, but then I can't see how that works. Like, there's no point, I don't think. Ooh, the doorbell's just rang. What is that, I wonder? What's the Dutch e-racing announcement, Mick? Something I've ordered, apparently. What? Guess what? It's the Kickr bike. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it's your mudguards. Charlie's mudguards have come.
Yay! Lots of wet bum.
From High On Bikes on eBay, actually. They were £2 cheaper on eBay than they were on Wiggle. I think they were £37.
What's my name?
Flaxseed capsule. Oh, I remember that. I remember those rules. Right on incoming. Should have the microphone right there, shouldn't I? How's that one, huh? Here comes Mr. Phil Rich. To be honest, I'm probably going to step off the bicycle at the top of Box Hill next time. I've had enough of this pedaling. It's going to be 3 hours, so. Here comes Phil. Laura, you need to pass on the message that Phil's Tron and Kit are well matched. Give him a little pull. Evening, Tiago, you've just joined for the last 10 minutes. Well, it is the perfect green. Oh, 100% focus on the Zwift Racing League. That is the main breadwinner, shall we say. Just gonna, Laura, I'm just gonna ride with Phil to the top of Box Hill, and then I will bid him farewell. Cracking effort. Still in the top 15 technically, yeah. That front group of 4 is on fire. We're definitely going to the Premier Division, guys. Morning, Tim. It's almost over. I have no clue, Mick. I have no clue. I would assume there is something there. I would assume. Although I would like to emphasise, I think this team is built more on the community and the reach that that has as opposed to results. I might be wrong, but I think they have the system dialed as opposed to a lot of teams who are just after results. If you're results based as a team, I think it's very difficult. No, I know we're not Tyler. That's what I love about it, by the way, Tyler. I love the fact we're not on the top. Everyone loves underdogs. Wahoo Lacol. Cheers, Laura. David and Goliath. He probably did, didn't he, Jack? He's got Andrew Horde in the race again, so he'll get a good race there. Kurt should know by now, I have zero ego. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Phil is carving out some 4 watts per kilo here. 3 hours in on a 6-minute climb. With some good cadence. Oh, he definitely lurks in the stream. I reckon more people lurk in this stream than we give them credit for. I reckon there's a good few. Come out, wherever you are. Yeah, 90 lurkers. I'm doing a bit of domestic work well. With 1 minute left. I'm not even going to make it to the top. I'm going to let the wheel go now, so that the guy behind doesn't get on Phil's wheel. Go on, Phil. Go on, Phil. You got the gap. You got the gap. Oh, is he gonna close him down? I don't think he is he? The gap's opening. Go on, Phil. Phil's got him at 3 seconds. It's like watching him going around that corner on the top of the screen. Phil's still holding him. It's like 2 or 3 seconds. That's a fun race to watch. Okay. What are you mentioning me in your story? TSS guess. TSS guess. What happened, Mark? We're just sticking to the plan. That's what happened. It's all too easy to get caught up in going like 5 watts per kilo for like 4 hours with Kirch, but when it doesn't exactly fit into my training plan, trying to like boost my 2-minute power and trying to race well for the team on Tuesday nights, which you should definitely join in this Tuesday. This Tuesday is going to be awesome. We've got an awesome new update for the Zwift in space here, and you're going to be able to see it on Tuesday night because it'll be brilliant. You've got to tune in for it. It'll be like, what is it, 6:15 ish Tuesday night. So you want to see what the TSS is? Some of you guessing, Ryan, you're way off. It won't be 190, mate. It won't be. Mick, you're a little bit closer. Although Stuart, you're pretty close, to be fair. Thanks, Ian. I appreciate it. Are you ready? Are you ready for the TSS? Have you all guessed? So I'm going to quit event first. And we got a menu. And we go to end ride. Please let it be 69. We'll do we're gonna be doing a ride with Performance Watts soon. So those of you that were in the chat on Tuesday night, you might have seen Performance Watts. They make some of the fastest cycling aero socks in the business. And we're going to be giving away some swag in a ride that we're going to be doing soon. I won't say soon, it could be a month away, but we'll see where we can fit it in. But we'll have to give away something for TSS guesses. So 121. That's a nice number for a 3-hour ride, I think. For me, anyway. Alison, 121 on the nose. Boom. That's mental. Nice one, Alison. You win. Well, nothing actually. Sorry. We haven't got anything to give away. Yet. We haven't got anything to give away yet, but I appreciate I appreciate was it 8 times up box hill? I think it might have been. I don't know. Can't really see elevation, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, you were pretty close. A lot of you were really close actually, so well done, fair play. So like I said, this fits in nicely in terms of just a bit of calorie burning for one, which is great during hill climb season, for maintaining weight, and two, you know, obviously it gives me a little bit of conditioning. Something I haven't done in a long time is ride for over 2 hours, constantly pedaling basically. And number three, it bolts on nicely to what we're going to be doing at 3 p.m, which I won't be live streaming because it's our secret team time trial training. So it all plays a part in the training cycle. So thank you for watching as usual. It's a pleasure to Ryan. No, Ryan, because you're always first. No, as always, thank you for tuning in, keeping me company. Thanks for keeping Phil company as well. Phil is still racing, so you can see his stream. His YouTube channel is just Phil Rich. Just search Phil Rich and cycling. I don't have the link at hand. I would otherwise. But yeah, enjoy your days, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you very, very soon, as usual.